Hey everybody, it is me, Ted Stryker. I did an hour-long interview on August 8th, 2011 with the super dope manager, Jerry Heller. You can hear the entire thing through my website, tedstryker.com. But check out this little clip I have of Jerry Heller talking about Ice Cube. First up, I asked Jerry, according to you, Jerry Heller, why did Ice Cube leave NWA?
Well, everybody has a different version of that story. You know, Ice Cube has this version about how we weren't paying him. That, of course, is ridiculous. But one thing he did say was true. He said, I've made $32,000. I just am picking a number. And Jerry made $160,000, you know, on the tour. But you have to look at that. That was probably true at that time. But if you look at how much money he's made now off of that album, it's probably millions and millions of dollars. And of course, once I stopped being his manager, my income stream stopped at that point. But we have to look at Ruthless the way it was structured. Easy owned the company. So he got a certain percentage off the top. He owned the company. The rest of the royalties were split 5 ways between the 5 members of the group, and then I got my percentage from each of the members. Dr. Dre did the music for every for every song that ever came out on Ruthless. Wow. I mean, he did the beats. Mm-hmm. So you have one guy getting 50% of the mechanicals.
And that's Dre.
And that's Andre Romel Young, Dr. Dre. Now, if you look at, even though Easy called Cube the verbalizer, if you look at any of the songs, like Dope Man or Boys in the Hood, you'll see that there's a number of writers. There were no songs that he wrote by himself. So the writer's portion, and for those of your sophisticated listeners who understand Rodgers and Hammerstein, Lerner and Lowe, music and lyrics, I mean, you're talking about 50-50. That's the way it's split up. So Dre got 50%. The rest was split between the other writers. Easy got 25% off the top, or Ruthless did. He was the sole owner of Ruthless. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it wasn't possible for Cube to make as much as Easy. It wasn't possible. Or Dre.
Who was telling Ice Cube that you're not getting a fair deal? You need to do something about this. Was it himself, or was there an outside source telling him?
Well, I think that the publicist for Priority, which was Pat Charbonnet, who was a fabulous, one of the best publicists I've ever dealt with. Mm-hmm. And she was there along with Hannah Bolte and Phyllis Pollock. We had one of the great publicity teams of all time. I think that they were blowing that smoke up his ass. Plus, Brian Turner was telling him that you should be a solo artist. And the thing was that the next record we would have put out would have been an Ice Cube solo record.
On Ruthless Records.
On Ruthless.
Okay.
But, you know, it turned out well for him, and Easy went on and discovered Bone Thugs and Harmony, and we had a couple more years with Dr. Dre, so, you know, that's the way those things happen.
Do you have any hard feelings towards Ice Cube? He said some terrible things about you in songs.
Do I have any hard feelings toward Ice Cube? Well, let's see now. He wrote a song called No Vaseline.
Yep.
And in this song, the original lyrics were a little different than the later lyrics, because Brian Turner wouldn't put it out the way it was. But he ended up saying, how can you be a nigger for life crew with a white Jew telling you what to do? And it originally said with a white Jew like Jerry Heller telling you what to do. And something, 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 and we're going to shoot that Jew in the temple.
Right. With
temple being a double entendre. So how did I feel about that? I thought it was vitriolic, evil, and probably one of the most horrible things that anyone could have written. I don't think that he was anti-Semitic. I think that he probably thought that it would sell some records. He was hanging out with the Public Enemy guys at that time, and I'm sure that they had some influence on him at that time, just like he wrote Black Korea. I don't think that he was racist. I just thought that he wrote a song, and, you know, that's what he did. Could I ever forgive him for it? Absolutely not. I know that he has nothing but white Jewish people around him now, and but that's...
When you see him making movies, Are We There Yet, and the things he's doing, do you ever Do you say, oh, he's doing great career moves, or do you say that's who he was from the beginning? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that Ice Cube has a great feeling for who Ice Cube is. Remember that when he was a member of NWA, he's writing lyrics for Dope Man going to Taft High School in
the Valley.
In the Valley. So I think that he has a great feeling for who and what he is. I don't think that he was the conceptualizer that Easy was. I think that he's a very smart young guy who's been enormously successful. I have no jealousy for his success. This latest television show he did, I thought was, I mean, I couldn't watch it. And, I thought it was like, the poor version of the Jeffersons or something. And to hear him say, yeah, it's funny, in those ads. Okay.
Right.
If that's what you think is funny. The funny thing is I never saw him again, ever.
That's my next question. L.A., big city, but it's really a small city. I mean, you can go anywhere and run into anybody. Have you seen him once since
Never
the 80s?
once. We both go to Laker games. We both go to Dodger games. He's a sports fan. I'm a sports fan. I have never, ever seen him once from the day that he left Ruthless Records.